we have four eminent panelists on the dais. The panel selection of the panelists has been done with great care, and we have on my right two of the important manufacturer of pulses which are from India, and on my left they are from overseas. So on my rightmost is Mr. V.K. Murthy. He is a qualified chartered accountant and company secretary, and he has worked with various reputed Indian groups, including Birla Group as well. And he has worked for 14 years in different capacity until 1996. In 1996, he became an entrepreneur, and he started 4P International Private Limited, and he's based at Chennai, and currently his company turnover is 160 crores of rupees. On my immediate right is Mr. Rajesh Agarwala. He is the honors graduate from Calcutta University. He's owner of Premier Pulses Limited, having processing plants at Akola in Delhi. And he's dealing mainly in Urad, Tuar, Moong, Kabli, and Desi chickpeas. He's a quality man. On my leftmost is Mr. Thanu. I know this name sounds a bit difficult, but this is a pure Myanmar name. So he is the man from Myanmar, hardcore Myanmari. He's the director of Warsu Company Limited at Myanmar, and he travels between Singapore to Myanmar. He has started his career with Andre & C in 1994, and worked for different pulses company, including Adani and some other companies. On my immediate left is Mr. Hiren Mehta. He is holding degree in foreign trade and is associated with pulses industries for quite a number of years. He had worked with Pune Dal and Adani prior to joining the ETG group in 2012, and he's working there as a senior trader. So with that introduction, I will straight away start with Mr. B.K. Murthy to discuss about the Urad scenario in India. Himself is a miller. He himself is again a quality man. He really have a very good name in the South India. So let us start with Mr. Murthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, first, I would like to express my gratitude to IPGA for this opportunity. Coming to black mud pay, it's called Urad. Black mud pay is international product name, but in India it's called black gram or Urad. Mostly it is known as Urad. Urad is a very peculiar commodity in the sense it does not have a true substitute. For example, if you take the case of Tuar, if there is some problem with Tuar, you have a lot of substitutes, like you can go to mastoor dal, you can go to matar dal, you can go to such other dals, But in the case of Urad, you don't have a substitute. So that makes it a unique product, number one. Number two, it is, as you are very well aware, it's all full of proteins. And this Urad is very popular in South India initially, and now of course it has started across the country, and then now it has spread across the world. Urad is mainly used in breakfast snacks in South India. That is how it started. And then, of course, it is history now. People know that it is spread across the country and the world. Coming to the production figures, the production in the country has not been rising with the rise in the population. For example, if you take the case of census 2001 in India, going by the government census, the population of this country was 101 crores. the census of the census as per the government in the year 2011, it was 121 crores. That means the population has gone up during the last decade by nearly 21%. But if you look at the figures issued by the Government of India, Ministry of Agriculture, 2001 to 2008-9, the production is almost static of around 1.4 million tons, give or take 5%. Only after there has been a lot of, because of the awareness of the nutrition importance and all that, and because even there have been a lot of seminars, and then there have been a lot of discussions about malnutrition and all that. The minimum support prices, there has been a lot of tremendous pressure to increase the minimum support price so that the farmer goes into the production of more pulses. After 2008-9, if you look at the data, the minimum support price given by the government has almost doubled or more than doubled. In the year 2008, it was around 1,720. Now it is 4,300 rupees. So they have more than doubled the minimum support price, which I think was the reason for the increase in the production. Now, if you look at the production figure for the year 2012-13, which just ended, the production was 1.9 million tons, a rise of nearly 27% from 1.4 million tons. Now, coming to the current ongoing year, 2013-14, we suspect the production is likely to be lesser.
Cultivated largely in Rajasthan, parts of UP, and well, in some parts of MP, and even in Gujarat. This scenario of urad in that area is such that it is mostly consumed in those states only. And when it is consumed in those states, the demand from those states doesn't go out to any other part of India. And initially when there is this harvesting time, they even supply farthest to Chennai also. So this time we had a reasonably a good crop. Normally this area crop gets finished by the end of January. But still we are having some crop in this area. Apart from this, urad is even with the government agencies in Maharashtra. They have started selling it in about a month back or 1.5 months back. They still hold some cargo which we believe they want to sell it because they have to procure desi chana by the first week of March. They have to start it. That's the government policy. Urad again in UP, it is cultivated a lot. Now in northern India we have both the size of urad, the small size as well as big size. The small size we can sell of FAQ quality and the bigger size of that of SQ quality. When we have big quality in sufficient or more, the price of small quality shoots up and the difference becomes less. And if we have the small quantity more and the big size less, then the variation goes up even up to $200. People who have been importing from Myanmar must have seen it in the last. So this is the scenario of the urad. But well, urad, as of today what I feel, the northern India still has a good quantity remaining coming forward, which will be good enough for another 1.5 months or 2 months. And then it can be continued by the Myanmar FAQ and SQ new crop. Now, regarding the Tuar, I tell you, the knowledge which I have gathered over here or which I have come to know, the government of India, the Agriculture Ministry has declared a forecast figure of 3.34 million ton. Is it correct? Yeah. Well,
when you say this advanced forecast, we have seen that this forecast going haywire. They have third revision, fourth revision and all. So post forecast or just prior to forecast, there are certain natural incidences which has happened. Maybe you would like to throw some lights on that?
Yeah. We stick whatever the government has said is perfectly all right and correct. We don't want to contradict that statement or the figure. But what we feel in the recent time, there has been a heavy rains in the parts of UP and Bihar. and that has affected the tur crop a lot. A lot means too much. And lately, the people or the traders from Gujarat the traders in Gujarat before 2 months were telling that they were having a very good crop. It's going to be perfectly a good quality and well, they can be self-sufficient, and they never used to import from Myanmar. Recently, during the last 2 months, as the days passed, they reduced the quantity to 50%, and today some of them were telling that it may even drop down to 35% or even up to 30%. And now if we talk about the Karnataka, the crop of Karnataka has come, and well, it's on the verge to finish in another shortly. They did not have the carry forward stock last year, and this year, well, they have to import from some other places. The same scene, slightly better scene in Andhra Pradesh. Now, if we come to Maharashtra, well, 3 cheers for Maharashtra. They are having a very good crop. Quality is also very good. Yield is also very good. And the outcome of the processing of the tur is also better than what they had in the last so many years. This is the scene of the tur, domestic tur over here. The consumption, well, the government figure is 3.34, but the consumption in our country is, say, slightly over 3, around 3 or maybe slightly over 3. So, but this time we are not having any carry forward of tur, which normally we used to have all the time. So this is the one, and the prices are also a bit low, on the lower side. So being on the lower side, the consumption will go up, should go up. That is what the people or the traders are expecting. And much depends upon the market movement, much depends upon the imports from Myanmar and from Africa. Again, the people, one thing I want to add, African tur, well, they said 80,000 ton will be exported or so, well, okay. But they are having the crop in the month of June and July, and ours comes in the month of December, January. The 6 months gap is there. Africa can feed a good quantity if the market moves up and can meet all our demands. This is what I want to say, Mr. Bhatt.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. And continuing on the tour side, I have Mr. Hiren Mehta here on my left, and he would like to talk about tour hall from international perspective, the scenario and the various origins situations, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Bangarji. Good afternoon to all. For Tuar, besides India, the other major growing countries are Myanmar and Africa. The harvest period for Myanmar is similar to India, that's December to Feb, and the harvest period for Africa is in the month of June, July and August. This year, Myanmar, the production is expected to be around 175,000 metric tons. The farmers have switched on for growing the other cash-rich crops like groundnut and sesame seed because of lower returns in tur hole. For Africa, again, this year we are expecting that Africa will export into India. The quantity expected is around 80,000 metric tons. Carryover this year in Myanmar is expected to be around 25,000 metric tons, and for Africa there is hardly any carryover. So looking at the global availability, the quantity available of tuar is around 280,000 metric tons.
Okay, so what he's trying to say is that as against average production of 250,000 tons in Myanmar. This year there's going to be 175,000 tons only. In Africa, as indicated by Jayesh Bhai, that there is a shortage of, it's about 50 to 60%. And India consumption is certainly going to remain the same figures. So we'll talk about the price scenario a little later. Now I'll move on to Mr. Thanu, who's from Myanmar, and he would like to talk about situation of black mudpay in Myanmar and the prospects, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Balaji. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. As far as production figures are concerned for Myanmar, I think the numbers given in the presentation made earlier are quite reasonable, and I don't need to make any adjustment to them. But I may say one thing, which is the crop may be delayed this year by a few weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. But there are some people in the market, the crop may be delayed by 1 month in Myanmar, but I doubt. I personally think that the crop may be delayed by a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So the major harvest should come in the second half of March instead of first half of March. Right now, there are a few, small initial arrivals in the market in Myanmar, but they are not from major harvest. The major harvest is yet to come in the second half of March. In terms of crop size, I would say the crop size should be normal this year, not much up and down. Myanmar has been producing about 600,000 tons over the last 5 years on average, and it has been quite stable. Basically, mudpay is sown in the same field after paddy in Myanmar. So paddy, okay, this year, why the crop is delayed? The crop is delayed because of too much of rain during the sowing time. Because of too much, after the paddy harvested, mudpay is sown in the same field. Because of too much of rain, there were some damages to paddy too. Because of too much of rain, the soil was too wet. The farmers were waiting for the soil to dry up a bit. So it took about a few weeks. So sowing time was delayed accordingly. Harvest would be delayed by a few weeks. In terms of carryover stock, I don't think too much of stock balanced in Myanmar. As compared to, entire scenario, the stock balanced in Myanmar is quite low, at least in my opinion. So let's see how the market goes.
So when there is a delay due to the rains, do you think that it's going to affect the quality by any chance or the yield?
Well, since the crop is delayed into March, when the weather is so hot, I can't say anything at the moment whether, there could be severe effect on the yield and quality of the product. But I hope there should not be any negative effect on the crop quality and the production, hopefully.
We understand that a lot of contracts have been done for early March shipment, like let's say first week of March of shipment. So do you think that those will be certainly performed, or this delay might affect the performance as well?
Like I've mentioned, there are some small initial arrivals in the market in Myanmar. Now there's one small crop in central Myanmar, which is totally different from major crop in the south. That crop in central Myanmar has been harvested. The exporters have started a collection of materials from central Myanmar, and they can use it for export. I think March shipments are well covered.
And we see a lot of developments happening in Myanmar, and in fact Myanmar is talk of the town today. So I know very well that the government is trying desperately hard to improve the production of paddy. They have very severe efforts being made to improve the production and the productivity of paddy. Do you think any such efforts are being made by Myanmar government for pulses, especially for black mudpay?
I do not see any major action or effort made by the government to increase the productivity of mapé or any other crop in Myanmar except on rice. Yes, because rice is a very stable food in Myanmar. So consequently, I do not see any major change in Myanmar to improve the productivity of mapé anytime in near future. The farmers, they are not able to afford good amount of fertilizer, good amount of investment to prepare the soil. What they do is very simple. After the harvest of paddy, they just throw the mapé seeds in the field. And paddy leaves good amount of moisture in the soil, which is good enough for mapé to grow. And paddy leaves good amount of residue of fertilizer which is used for paddy. And in such a way, mapé is grown in Myanmar.
So in a way, black mapé is organic in Myanmar, in a way.
Almost.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm sure if the Myanmar government hears what Mr. Murthy said, they will stop growing black mapé, because Mr. Murthy said in 5 to 7 years, India will become self-sufficient on that, right?
Yeah, I think I'm very sure about it. But there is one more point is there.
Murthy ji, we have to close down our shops in that case.
But one more point is there. See, Myanmar is now opening up. See, any country, when it opens up, lot of land is used for industrialization, urbanization. That can cut into the agricultural land available for Myanmar. If that is going to have a negative impact on the production of urad, that I can't say. But otherwise, going by the production figures in India and going by the incentives the government of India are offering to the farmers, and going by the data available, I am very sure the production in the country will go up quite substantially in the next 1 decade. And for example, if you look at the figures which our predecessors have shown, 1 million tons of pulses have been imported lesser this year. You don't need my certificate at all. After a gap of nearly 11 years, the country's import bill has come down by USD equivalent of 1 million tons. 1 million tons is a great quantity.
Okay, good luck. Thanks. Okay, hereinby you discuss about that this year the production of tur is lower than the average of last 5 years in Myanmar. What do you think the reasons you would like to attribute for that?
Mainly it's just because the farmers are getting very good returns on other crops like groundnuts and sesame seeds compared to tur whole, which is that's the reason why they are moving on other crops and reducing the production of tur whole.
And how the quality of new crop of tur whole is going to be, because though it is already come in the market, but you would like to say something about that?
Yeah, this year the quality of tuar, it's a market quality. It would be an acceptable quality, something similar to what we had last year.
Right. Okay. Though the session started with a bit of delay, but I would like to come in between the discussion and the tea break. So quickly, the important part of it about the price scenario. Let's discuss. Let's start with Mr. Thanu. What do you think the black mud prices are going to be during coming few months? And you may like to give maybe a range or the tone.
$1 million question. In general, over the long term, I mean throughout the year, this is my opinion, personal opinion. I do not feel too much bearish, mainly because the pipeline is almost empty. Of course, during the peak harvest, there should be some arrival pressure in the market. The market may be a bit eased down for a month or two before it starts picking up again.
So what do you think the range is going to be as from now? You give your own personal opinion. We'll discuss about it. I might not agree with you what you say.
Well, I was having a chat last night with a few guys, in the crowds. They were saying, FAQ 600 buy. I said, of course, today is 670, 680 for new crop. I would be buying 600. So 600 may be a bit too low side.
So you think that from the today's level of 670, that might not go to as low as $600?
Unlikely, very unlikely.
Right, okay. So what do you think the bottom most, what do you think?
Well, for new crop, to be realistic, I guess 620, 625
Right,
should be the bottom.
right, okay. Now on the tour hole, Mr. Hiren, you would like to maybe just share your ideas about the pricing in coming few months?
I think looking at the scenario, there is hardly any quantity available from Africa, and that's the reason this time even there is big demand coming even from the state like Gujarat, which normally buys Africa. They have started buying Myanmar tour hole. So I think the prices I expect will be steady to firm.
Yeah, steady to firm. So what do you think the range of if you got out dollar terms, like from today's price, say about how much dollar range? Just give a range.
For the new crop, the range, the lowest price I think would be $630-$35 per metric ton for the new crop. That should be the bottom, and we expect the price to remain on a higher side during the year.
Right, okay. What about this Indian local scenario? Do you think that at these levels, Murthy would like to buy, or what do you think that the black market prices look forward?
In local markets, Urad, I think I can hazard a guess for probably for the next 3-4 months. Beyond that, I can't say. Next 3-4 months, I think buying should emerge for a fair average quality in the range between 4,000 to 4,100 rupees. In that range, any quantity there will be buyers, and I think superior quality SQ around 4,450 to 4,550 there will be buyers emerging. I think these should be the bottoms, and one should be using these bottoms probably to accumulate.
Provided the exchange rate remains the same, right? We are
Exchange rate is something is not in our hands. We have to. I personally feel that traders should not expose themselves to the vagaries of the exchange rates. They should properly hedge their exposures with the help of NSE or their bankers. I think they should not play games they should not play games with exchange, because as it is, the trade is a sort of, is a call. You're taking a call. When you are buying today, expecting the cargo to reach the shores about 2 months from today, you're taking a call as it is. So one more call I think is not needed. You should hedge your exposure.
Thank you. Lastly, Rajesh, what do you say about that?
About tour, I think, seeing the scenario, we are at the lower side of the price level in the Indian rupees. If it goes down by another 100 rupees, it's a good buy. But we are having a closing in the next 1 month. The buyers of the finished products are very slow. If they come in speed of
closing means year-end closing, right?
Yeah, financial closing, year-ending closing. And this is the bottom rate for the millers to buy. They may have to hold it for some time to get the better price. But another $100 less is a good buy in Indian rupees. As if you buy in the dollars, always the risk of exchange is there. We may earn more or we may lose more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, maybe I'll just throw the floor open for the questions. Again, just raise your hand, tell your name, company name, and the questions quickly.
Okay, we have time for just one question.
Goenka from Goenka Sons Private Limited. Agarwal ji had told that Indian crop will be around 3.3 million tons, approximate. Maybe it is a 3 million ton. And Indian consumption is that 3 million ton of tur hole. I'm talking about tur hole. So, Hiren, what do you think that the price will be stable? Though the Myanmar crop is less, nearly 50-60% crop from last year. So what will happen? Because 95% of the tur imported by India. If India has got a sufficient crop, so what will happen to Myanmar crop and about Africa crop?
Hello. This figure is the forecast given by the government for the year.
I agree.
But
so that figure is 3.38 or 3.8 you had given.
3.34.
3 points, sorry. So, suppose we reduce 10% of that forecast, and our consumption is only 3 million ton. So
It's
what
very-
happened to Africa and Myanmar?
Africa is not supplying for another 3 to 4 months.
But
At
our
least.
whole year consumption is 3 million ton.
Yeah,
The whole year we are importing from Africa and Myanmar.
yeah.
So
But
what will
The
be
consumption,
the status of Myanmar and Africa later on?
well, it's very difficult to say now. The consumption may go up,
So
being on the lower
what
side.
price idea you are given is about $600 means less
I'm
than
not
40,
given-
40 rupees.
Yeah,
So-
40 rupees.
So Myanmar price will come down less than 550.
I don't know about the Myanmar price. I can tell you about the domestic, what is prevailing in our country. If this scenario prevails, and the government figures are correct, and the consumption, what we all say, or what we have gathered, it's same, well, it's the imported products may go down.
No, if your figure is correct,
No,
then
it's not.
India no
No,
need to
by the
import.
way, let me clarify. These are not my figures.
No, government.
Please.
Suppose government figure is correct, India no need to import for Turhol.
No, it's not that. No business goes cut to cut. Nothing is goes totally washed out or totally 0 to 0. We have the carry forwards. We have some people hold it for some long time.
No, we
So
have-
those things play also in the market.
Our stock will be
No,
there.
in that case, what will happen, Goenka, there will be a carryover next year. Like, if they automatically the exporter will hold on to the stocks and then they will carry over to the next year. That is what the situation is.
I agree, but I'm
And these figures, 3.34 million tons, which is the estimate, as it was told at the outset that there will be
Yeah,
third,
yeah,
fourth,
I
fifth revision. And you will not be surprised if it comes to 2.7 million ton also. So, because recent developments in Gujarat and the UP, which happened last week itself, they have not been factored into this estimate. So, that's why the government will come with another 2 more estimates. So, let us wait for the next estimates. But this is the general information which have been gathered all over, not from the official figures as such, that there is a tone which is from stable to firm. We can just say that, rather than going on a particular firm pricing there. Right? Thank you. Any more? One last question, please. I think my MC is just signaling to me. No more questions? Right? Thank you, dear. So yesterday, I once again congratulate Mr. Praveen Dongre and his team to a wonderful, and in fact, yesterday's opening was fantabulous, which they say. It was mix of variety. The people who spoke yesterday, their thoughts, even the performers. I think wonderful evening which we had yesterday, and just nothing to offend any other organization, but maybe coming, maybe next year, next conference, we might see this IPGA conclave becoming #1 in the world. I wish all the best to them.